Hello, family. We are so glad to see you today. It's a brisk fall day. And that just shouts apples, apples, and more apples to me. Nothing like smelling my mom used to make applesauce, or she'd make an apple pie, or she'd have apple crisp, or she'd have apple cider warm when we come home from school. Oh, those days. And that's one of the things that helps you to let go of summer, because you think, oh, we're moving into a time where there's comfort food of the fall. And today, we're going to be talking about apples. I'm going to show you a couple of varieties here. This, of course, is the Granny Smith. It's the big green one. It's tart in its flavor, but it's great if you want to do pies, because you can control the sweetness by adding and taking away as much or as little as you need. This would be a Gala. These are all from Jordan's Produce. God bless them. They send us wonderful produce. This is a Macintosh. This is an excellent cooking apple. Some people like to just eat them raw. The Gala is better, I think, just to munch on a good apple. But this Macintosh cooks up beautiful for applesauce or apple pies. You'd want that. And then this one is a luxury. This is called a Honey Crisp. And I'm telling you, these are awesome. You don't find them everywhere, but where you see them, if they advertise they have them, or you see them somewhere, take a couple, because you're going to wish you had a whole lot more. They're an excellent, excellent apple. Very delicious. And, you know, an apple a day keeps the doctor away, but it also speaks of, I don't know if that's true, but they always say that, but also speaks of American as apple pie. It's a country thing, patriotism. It also tells us that we are the apple of God's eye in His Word. And the apple of someone's eye means He's got His eye on you and He's watching out for you. And that's what the Lord's doing for you today. He's watching out for you. Okay? Today we're doing apples, apples, and more apples. And I think you're going to like it, because we're even doing some stuff with pork chops and acorn squash, all great fall foods. We'll be right back to get started. But first, here's today's at-home hint. Here's today's at-home hint. To soften ice cream, remove the top and the liner of the carton. Microwave on high, which is power level 10, in 10-second intervals, checking in between until the ice cream reaches the desired consistency.
For updates, pictures, stories, and more, like us on Facebook. To watch hundreds of classic episodes, subscribe to us on YouTube. And to get hundreds of free recipes, visit ctvn.org/at-home.
Okay, Patty, what's your favorite apple?
I love Galas.
Galas, yeah, because they're just a good eating or cooking apple. So, and what are you going to make for us today?
I am making a pork chop squash dinner.
Oh, that sounds good. And you have some beautiful, look at these pork chops.
Yeah, they are
nice
pretty.
And lean, without the bone, without fat. And we're going to put a little breading on them?
Yes, made with Bisquick and crackers.
Crackers, good. And then we're going to put them in, and show us a piece of that squash over there.
Yeah.
In case you're wondering, this is the acorn squash. And we just cut it, cleaned out the seeds. That's going to go in with the pork chops, and they're going to bake in the oven.
Right.
It's going to be good.
Oh, yes.
Okay, you're going to get started with that.
Right.
And I'm getting started with, she's making the dinner, and I'm starting with the dessert. And we haven't even got started yet, but you have to get your priorities right. We have to have dessert, right?
Yes.
Anyway, what I've done, I've taken a pie crust, and I lined a 9-inch pie dish. And then someone told me if you put butter on the bottom, just paint it with, or just some soft butter, on the bottom of your pie crust, like this, that it won't get soggy. Because we're making an apple cranberry pie. Two of the favorite things for fall, cranberries and apple.
Apples.
Why not? Okay, so I'm going to talk you through this because we had to cook it and let it cool down, and we wouldn't have time to show you if we did it live. So let me talk you through it. This is my filling. This is the apple cranberry filling. Look at that, nice and thick. And here's what's in that. 2 cups of cranberries, fresh or frozen, 1.5 cups of sugar, 1/3 of a cup of tapioca, quick cooking tapioca, 1/4 of a cup of water, 2 teaspoons of grated orange peel, because that really gives it flavor. And then you're going to have 3 cups of sliced apples. You're going to put everything in except the apples, and you put it on, and you let it come to a boil. First of all, you let it sit for 15 minutes for the flavors to meld. Put it on the stove, let it cook, come to a boil. When it comes to a boil, you add the apples, and you mix it really well. Take it off the heat, and then you want to cool it down quickly. So you put it into the sink filled with cold water, or into a bowl, set the whole pan into that. And as it cools, it thickens, and you can see here how nice it is. So you always want to work on an old baking sheet when you're doing a pie that maybe could just like splash all over the place when it cooks.
Save your oven.
So look how nice those apples get, even that red color from the cranberry.
Beautiful.
Isn't that, oh,
It's not even baked yet, and it just looks beautiful.
I know, and it smells so good. I love that. This time of the year, between the pumpkins, the cranberries, the apples, apple cider. Oh my goodness.
And I do love the orange peel mixed with the cranberries too.
That orange perks up, always perks it up. Wonderful. You want to make sure you get it all out. Trying to do this so Larry can show you what we got here. You want all that thickening in there because that's what's going to make your pie very tasty and not so dense.
All right, how does this look?
Beautiful.
Good?
Mm-hmm. It's the way it's supposed to look, Patty. It's good.
Okay.
Okay. So we have our fruit, and you're just going to put that in your skillet? Mm-hmm. Skillet
just
looks
brown it
hot. Do
off.
we need some oil or something in there?
It has spray in it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're not supposed to put oil on it.
Okay. Would probably make it too greasy.
Yeah, and it's a non-stick skillet too.
But that's smoking pretty good. I don't
Yeah.
want them to burn.
Yeah, I'll turn
Now
it down.
worry about all the dishes that we're making because we want them to turn out well. Okay, so now we have our filling, and this is the top crust. Now you can do lattice work, or you can just do a fancy, I think I'm just going to do a fancy top on this. And I'm doing that with my cutter that has this little wheel that has the in and out zigzag. And you always have to cut something in the top of an apple or any kind of a fruit pie because the steam will lift that crust and it will cook everywhere. So you always have some kind of a steam vent. And then I'm just going to put a couple more little vents going down each side. And then maybe down here, I'm going to cut another little vent out because this will be more for decoration than for the steam. Now, what you want to do is be sure that you're going to get this on the middle of the pie. So you drop it halfway down, and then you bring it over. See that? There you go.
Oh, that looks pretty.
Yeah. And then what you do, let me get that off of there. Then what you do is you take your pie crust and you turn it under because you don't want this to cook over or cook out. So you just turn it under like so, all the way around. Kind of press the crust together as you're doing that because that will bond it then. You still browning over there?
Yep, browning
I
and
don't
it
hear them
turned some.
sizzling though.
Oh, I turned it down so that it didn't get too hot. Yeah, they're sizzling. They're cooking.
Okay. Maybe have two pans going with that, huh? Because we got quite a few pork chops here.
Yeah.
Okay.
It just gives it some color, and then you put it in the oven and bake it.
Bakes it, yeah. Keep going. The whole way around the pie. Now, if you don't like that, you can cut that off, that excess. I like it because I like a thick crust and a thick edge because it does absorb if this pie gets juicy and starts to cook out. This makes a very nice lattice topping for that. It's very pretty. Didn't have the time to do that today, so we'll do that another time. But we sure wanted to make this pie. Now, again, all you do, just go around the edge of the pie shell, pie crust like that, push it in with one thumb and a thumb and a forefinger on the other hand, just catching it. Simple as that. There's no reason why anybody cannot make a fancy pie crust. No reason. It's that simple. Mm-hmm. It's just
Until
a
you
way.
do it, right. It
But
is
you know
simple.
what? It is simple. Sure it is. You can see that doesn't take. You don't have to. You don't have to
Patience.
graduate from the Culinary Institute.
Right, to do it. Just
to
takes
do that.
a little bit of patience.
Patience, yeah, and just, try it. Just work at it. It'll work. Okay? So we're the whole way around. And now, what I like to do, this powder here, it's flour. I just like to get that off of there because that will burn if you're putting that in a hot oven. That will burn, and that doesn't taste very good burnt. So go lightly with your brush. Take off the excess flour. Get in all the grooves, take it off. And I'm just going to mix up my egg. I have an egg here and a little bit of water. And we're going to paint a glaze over this because we want this to get golden brown. And then, after that, we're going to sprinkle it with some sugar.
Oh, yeah.
Patty's doing her pork chops. I'm going to do this. When we come back, a whole lot more apple recipes. Stay with us.
If you love At Home with Arlene Williams, then subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have hundreds of episodes with all your favorite recipes, holidays, and friends.
Say hi to your fan club.
Hi, fan club.
And don't forget to click the bell so you'll never miss another episode of At Home.
Well, her pork chops and acorn squash is in the oven. She put a nice crumb brown sugar topping over the top, so that's going to go down over those pork chops and over that squash. And my cranberry apple pie is in the other oven. And I'm telling you, the smell in here is awesome. I wish you could be here. Now, furthering down the road with our apple program, Patty's going to make some fried apples. Now, this is something Paul's mother taught me how to make because apparently it has some German origin, I'm not sure. But you take some butter, you put it in your skillet, and you cut up your apples. Go ahead, you can drop those in now, Patty. Okay. You want to wait till the butter melts a little bit, and then you put them in. And you turn your fire up a little bit to start to get the apples cooking, because you want that to happen. And Paul's mother always made this on New Year's Day, like when she'd have sauerkraut, because the contrast of the sourness of the sauerkraut and the sweetness of the apple is so good. And then put a little piece of pork with that. Hello, it's very good. So I learned to make them because Paul likes them so much. And we really, I mean, you could do it with pork chops, you could do it with chicken, it'd be great with chicken, anything. That's just a nice go-to, especially in the fall. But anytime, instead of applesauce, you want to do something different, right. That's the way you do. Now, you don't want them to cook down real soft because they'll go mush.
Okay.
And you don't want to do that. Now you're going to add your brown sugar on those.
Okay, add it while it's starting to sizzle.
Mm-hmm. And sprinkle it all around. While she's doing that, I'm going to make an apple cheddar salad that I think you're really going to like. I've got some greens here. This is romaine. You can use any kind of lettuce that you want. I also have some cheddar cheese in some nice little cubes that I'm going to add right in there, as much or as little as you like. Okay? And we also toasted some walnuts. This is a cup of walnuts that's going to go in there.
Oh,
just like that.
That looks good, too.
Yum. What's not an apple with a piece of walnut and cheese? Hello. And then this is our apple. This is a gala. As I said, they're excellent for just eating. They don't have to be cooked, but if you want to cook them, they're great for making any kind of an applesauce. We use them in those. And I really like them. I don't take the pulp off, or the skin off the pulp, because there's a lot of value in that. And you know, when they're a good eating apple, that should not be tough.
Right.
And so anyway, we're chopping this up, and then we're going to make a wonderful honey dressing that goes along with this.
Is this cooking too fast, or does that look?
I'd turn it down just a little bit, not a lot, because see what they're going to do, they're going to start to candy. And you can make candied sweet potatoes this way too. This is basically how you make them. My mom did. But I'm telling you that, and you want to start stirring so that the brown sugar gets down into the butter, and it starts to like caramelize.
Oh, does this smell?
Doesn't it smell
good.
wonderful?
Oh my goodness, yeah.
You're going to like it, I'm telling you. You're going to like it a lot. And with these apples that I'm going to put in the salad, I'm just chopping them into a nice little cube, no big pieces. And very simple, easy to do. I like to think of different ways of using. You know, my dad, every time in the fall, the huckster, as they called them in that days, it was a man that would come around with his truck, and he had all kind of produce. I know I'm dating myself, who cares? Anyway, and he would buy a bushel of apples. And he would put them in the basement in a cool place, and we would have apples all winter long. My mother would make apple pie. She'd make apple crisp, as I said. You know, she'd make apple sauce. And, you know, when you didn't know what to eat, go get some apples. My mother and dad, all their lives, ate apples every day in the evening when they were hungry for a snack. Dad would get a couple of apples. He had a ritual. He'd take a piece of paper, be in the television room, he'd lay it on the floor, take the knife, he'd cut it up, and then he would like spear a piece like this and hand it to my mom. And she would eat it. He would clean them and cut them up, yeah.
How sweet.
Yeah.
That's
they
nice
were,
memories, you
Oh,
know?
yeah, definitely. And very healthy, good for you. And so I have good memories of that. So when I see these apples, especially this time of the year, I'm thinking about, wow, that's what Dad always did, or that's why we always had apples at our house. And he knew how to pick them, boy. He knew how to do it. It was always good, always good.
Yeah.
They're still
Well,
coming.
they look wonderful.
Now they're going to get brown because of the brown sugar in there. They're going to get brown. And you want to maybe turn that up a little higher because I don't want them to cook and get mushy.
Well,
You want them to caramelize.
Okay, it's bubbling over here.
Yeah, but maybe go a little bit higher.
A little higher.
Yeah. You have to play with the heat on that stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Last bit of apple going into the salad. Now we're going to make our dressing.
That looks beautiful.
Yeah, that's a pretty addition to the table.
Oh, it
we didn't
really
even get
is.
we didn't even get the dressing made yet. Okay. Into a blender or a food processor, this is what you're going to do. You're going to add some honey, like this. Honey and apples, why not? Oh, my goodness. Get it all out. Sticky as can be, but those bees know what they're doing, I'm telling you. They make good stuff, don't they?
Yes, they
Isn't
do.
it amazing how God created that little thing to make this kind of stuff? I just am amazed at how God does this. You know, bumblebee's not even supposed to be able to fly. Hello?
Really?
Yeah, they say there's no way he can fly, but he does. Okay.
That's God's miracle there.
Absolutely. So we have some cider vinegar, apple cider vinegar, and we have some lemon juice, fresh lemon juice. These are all great flavors. Little grated, look how finely grated onion goes in that. Wow. Okay. And then I have a bunch of different seasonings. Let me tell you what this is. This is celery seed, ground mustard, paprika, and some salt. That's going in. And then we're going to put this on, and we're going to, come on, baby. There we go. I'm definitely going to put the lid on because I know what happens.
We'll be wearing it.
Yes, we will. But I want to stream some olive oil in there, so I'm just going to pulse this a little bit. I need a rag here. Let me do this. I'll use this rag. Okay? We're going to just pulse. Okay? And now we're going to go on low, and we're going to blend. And we're just going to, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to be at the table. You're not going to want to miss it. Stay with us.
To get all the recipes from today's show, plus hundreds of others, just click the link in the video description or visit our website, ctvn.org/at-home.
Well, come on in. I want to show you all the apple dishes on this table. It's incredible. We start here. This is our squash and pork chop. Look at that. That squash is tender as can be. We put some brown sugar on the top. And look underneath. There's the pork chop, just as tender as it can be. That brown sugar just goes down through everything. I'm telling you, that's excellent. And the smell is incredible. Next to it, here's my apple salad, my apple cheddar. And here's the dressing that we made. And we're going to pour that right over top. Oh, I'm telling you, there's honey and those spices that are in there. And I'm telling you, I was giving taste of this to everybody because they were like, oh my, tastes like almost like a candied apple. It's wonderful. Your kids are going to love that too. You get them to eat good apples and nuts and stuff in there. Then we have our fried apples that Patty made. That's a great accompaniment anytime you have pork. Excellent. The same way you put the apples in there, you can put sweet potatoes and make sweet potatoes for Thanksgiving. That's my mom's recipe too. That's what she used to do, very similar. We added some mashed potatoes to that because you need them. when we have all these other things and all that good, just a nice round palette on your whole plate. Looks nice with the potatoes and tastes good too. And then there's the apple cranberry pie. Too hot to cut, or I would cut it for you. That baking smells awesome. Smells so good. I think you're going to want to try these. These are good, easy recipes. And we, of course, we have a beverage. Could be apple cider if you're really into apples. I mean, apples everywhere. Why not? They're so good for you and good and healthy, too. I hope you've enjoyed it today because we always enjoy coming into your home. Remember, Jesus loves you. We love you. And be sure to join us the next time because it just wouldn't be the same without you. We'll see you then.
Furnishings provided by Levin Furniture, featuring Lane's Country Living Collection. Food provided by Jordan Banana Company, wholesalers of fresh fruit and vegetables in Trevosburg, Pennsylvania.
Don't forget to click the subscribe button so you'll never miss another episode of At Home. Thank you for watching.
Cornerstone Television wishes to thank all our faithful viewers whose consistent prayers and financial support have made this program possible.